good home time. Went and spent some time with my mom and stepdad and had some turkey and Thanksgiving dinner. Sat around a bit lazy at the house all day yesterday because the night before the younger twin was up all night sick, so we were up with her. But she was feeling better today, other than she didn't want to let me go. She was sitting in my lap, wouldn't refuse to put her shoes on. It's like, no, I don't want to. It's never fun, but I mean, it's cute, but it sucks to have to leave out of the house and miss them babies. Right now I gotta go get this thing washed out. This trailer, it had liver in it and it's sat all weekend unclean because it was Thanksgiving weekend. So there's a washout place up in Van Buren, so I gotta go up there, get washed out, and then come back down to Fort Smith. Same place I delivered to before I went home. I'm picking up from, and that's going up to St. Peters, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis, and then I'm supposed to pick up on the Illinois side of St. Louis tomorrow sometime between 7 and 5. It depends on how long they take to get me unloaded and stuff there in St. Peters. I need to be able to get unloaded and get over to that next place with enough time to deliver or to pick up, and then take a break, and then try to haul butt back down to Bentonville, Arkansas for that big Walmart distribution center down there. And we're not sure if any of that's going to happen, because if I don't get unloaded quick enough there in St. Peters, I won't be able to go pick up that next load, so that they'll switch it out on me if that doesn't happen. But for now, we'll just go get this thing and get up to St. Louis. And I haven't looked into it yet. Hopefully there's some parking around there at that first facility, so I can get there early tonight and just be on break and get delivered in the morning, and then go pick up that load, and we'll see how it works out. guys finally come out and told me I'm good to open up. Up here, sat here for 3 hours. I'm gonna go run this thing across the scale towards Smith and then head towards St. Peter's. I sat here so long I can't really do another split break, so if I leave now, let's see how many hours I got. Well, I have just enough time on my 14 that I can try to pull in there right around my appointment time. I guess I'll try to get up there and see if there's enough room on the street. From the satellite images, it really doesn't look like there's enough, but sometimes the satellite images can be misleading. So I may just try to get there and park on the street outside. Their facility's real small, like it's going to be pretty tight backing into the dock. It's small, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of room. So I'll probably just get really close and try to find somewhere to hide out for a couple hours and pull in there around 7 since my appointment's at 8. That way they can't kick me off their lot because my appointment's close, you know. So that's what I'm going to try to do. We'll run this thing over a scale real quick and then head on down to St. Peter's. dealing with this pre-plan that I'm on. The situation is this. I started my clock at 3 o'clock this afternoon so I could go get this trailer washed out and get to the shippers on time. And my appointment to deliver in St. Charles is 8 o'clock in the morning, and I just looked into it. They open at 8. Like, it's not like they're open at 4 a.m. and I can go in and wait for a dock. They open at 8, so I need to try to get there close to 8. And you have a 14-hour limit, right? So started my clock at 3. 5 o'clock would be my limit. Now, I sat waiting to get loaded for 3 hours, so I got like a portion of a split break in. It kind of resets your 14, so whatever you didn't use before that 3-hour break, you can go ahead and use after that 3-hour break. So I can make it in there at my delivery time and have hours to get it delivered. But the next appointment has a window from 7 to 3 in the afternoon, 0700 to 1500. So if I'm on duty at 8 o'clock in the morning, which I would legally have to do to get in there and deliver on time, for me to get any hours back, I'd have to finish that split break, which would be 7 hours in the sleeper booth. So that would mean from the point that I got unloaded, when I finally get parked, I'd have to sit for 7 hours in the sleeper booth at a minimum. Well, even if by some miracle they got me unloaded in under an hour and I off-dutied over to a truck stop and then went into the sleeper berth when I got to the truck stop, and it has to be sleeper berth. It can't be off-duty driving. It can't just be off-duty. It has to be sleeper berth. Then I'd have to sit there for another 7 hours at minimum, which would make me available to go pick up the load at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon when they stop loading trucks by 1500. And it's about a 45-minute to an hour and a half trip between St. Peter's and Washington Park, Illinois, because it's on the other side of St. Louis at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So I see this and I'm like, well, this is just, I can't do this load. You need to find someone else to do this load. So I call Hirschbach and I tell them this information. And their response is, first of all, they want me to cheat the rules. That's always their first go-to. And it's not just Hirschbach, it's all dispatchers, every company I've ever worked at. Like, oh, you could get there early and check in, and then you could leave and come back off duty. I was like, okay, well, even if I did that, by law, when I get back, the moment I enter their property, I have to go on duty. So that would disrupt any break I had started. So it wouldn't make any difference. Plus, I don't do things like that. I'm not going to go in and check on and arrive early just so I can leave and come back when my appointment is due. Now, instead of saying, okay, yeah, it's obvious you can't do this load, we're going to try to find someone else to do it, he's like, well, just give us an ETA of when you can make it over there. And I interrupted him. I was like, well, I'm telling you now that I couldn't make it over there within their window tomorrow, period. I can't do that. And he's like, well, we'll just have to let the morning people deal with that. And it's like, okay, well, it's not like you couldn't do a little work tonight and try to find someone else to pick up that load and have somebody working on a return load for me. So instead, we're going to wait for the morning people to do it. And it's like, then I got to re-explain all this to the daytime shift when it could have been handled. Now, if I hadn't called in and I got there and I couldn't do the load and then I waited until the morning to call in, I'd be the one getting yelled at because, well, you forgot to empty the trash on my phone, so it stopped recording. But their response would be, you knew you were on this load, why didn't you say anything? He's like, well, I did say something and they told me that you'd handle it this morning. So it's aggravating because when he gave me this load Friday, Like they had this planned over the week, like before the weekend started, and he gave me this load with a caveat, the planner, saying, well, I know that this load's going to be tight on getting it picked up. And at that point I was like, yeah, it doesn't look like it's something I'm going to be able to do. He's like, well, you know, if they unload you quick enough, you can get over there and get checked in. I was like, it doesn't really seem like that. They want me to get, not to mention the fact that the thing delivers the next morning in Bentonville. Like, so once I'm loaded, I either have to already be on break for another 10 hours and then haul butt down there to get it unloaded. The whole thing was bad. It was a bad plan to begin with. I don't know why they continue to plan things that way. I don't understand it. It's not difficult math once you understand what drivers are legally allowed to do and stuff. I don't understand why planners have such a hard time planning loads to where they're legal and, you know, just doable. Instead, it's always got to be a fight of, this is what I can do and this is what I can't do. Stop planning stuff for me to do that I legally can't do, because I'm not going to break the law. It's my career on the line. I'm not going to break the law. It's not just my career on the line, it's my freedom. If I do something stupid, like because they want me to, and then someone gets hurt and it's because of my negligence and I decided to break the law to get some load somewhere, I go to prison. I'm not doing that. I'm not breaking the law. Everything's going to be by the book, because why would I do that? Plan the loads to where it's doable. It's that easy. I understand that they have a tough job, but it's like anybody that has a basic understanding of the laws that truckers have to follow could look at this plan and be like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why would we have him on this load? There's got to be 24 drivers. I mean, Hirschbach has 6,000 drivers, I think, now, because they bought out John Krishner. It's something like somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000. I don't know. They've got to have 24 drivers in St. Louis area at any given time. St. Louis is a huge shipping hub. They've got to have a few drivers there that have some time to pick up this load. I'm not one of them. Even if you had to have the guy just go pick it up and bring it to me and do a relay so I could go ahead and get the return load back. Like, I understand that that's convoluted, but and I would hate to be that driver that had to go pick up the load and take it to another guy because he's out of hours, but expecting me to break the law to get the thing done doesn't make any sense either. This place isn't supposed to be open, but there's people here. So I'm gonna go see if I can't check in and maybe get unloaded early. That'd be fantastic. Then I could go do this next load and everything would be alright. I could just get over there first thing this morning, get loaded and get somewhere parked. So see how this plays out. They're gonna receive me. They got a truck in the dock now. He says when he leaves dock 9, I can go ahead and take his door. Awesome. It might work out for me. I mean, it's tight-ish, but that guy was having a little more difficulty than he should have. I think maybe he pulled in there the wrong way, or maybe there's not really a good way to pull in. I'm gonna try swing over into that driveway there and back up it instead of pulling in and trying to turn around. There's really not enough room for that. So I pull up over there and back into the driveway when he comes out. This would be a great time to have a camera crew in, because what I'm about to do is sketchy. There's not much I can do about it. They gave that guy the same door they gave me. He was here first. Guy that checked me in apparently didn't know anything about that. So now, first of all, there's no way I was ever going to turn around in this lot. Once I got in it, I'm like, yep, that's not happening. That guy did it because he's not got a sleeper on his truck. He's in a day cab, so he doesn't have all that sleeper berth taking up space. So now we get to back down on the street. It's a live street, by the way. There's traffic coming in and out of it. Nothing great about this place, man. To get back in there, I'm gonna have to back up that hill from the street. There's no other way I'm gonna get in the dock. I wasn't here when that guy went in the first time, so I didn't get the advantage of seeing how he did it. Apparently the floodgates are opening from somewhere over here. Hopefully that'll be over with when this guy gets out of the door. But It only took them like 45 minutes to unload that other guy. Hopefully it only takes that long with this guy. But my dreams of getting in and out of here quick just got shattered. Hopefully one of these other guys aren't sitting here waiting on a door, been told to take door 9 too. Apparently they only have one dock door that goes to the freezer, and that's where I need, and that's dock 9. They had dock 8 open, but that's apparently not a freezer dock, so there's a lot of these places that were built for box trucks and expect semis to get in and out of them. I mean, we do it, but it is convoluted. So I'm gonna have to pull in. I'm gonna have to pull into that driveway a little bit. So I'll pull up real snug to that curb as close as I can. Pull up to that driveway. That way my tail end is pointing towards their driveway. And you can't really tell on the phone, but that thing is steep. It's like I'm gonna say 15 feet incline from the bottom to the top, and it's only about 60 feet long. So it's steep little grade there. But that's the only way I can get in there. Once I got in there, it was pretty obvious that I couldn't turn around. I don't know why I thought I could, other than that guy pulled in there straight, so I followed him like an idiot. But there's no way I can get turned around in there without jackknifing the truck, or the tail swing is going to take out that light pole. So I have to back in from the driveway either way. Fun stuff. So apparently now I got to wait for him to move trucks around. I hope I never come to this place again, that's for sure. Got unloaded there. I called them to try to see what I'm doing, because I obviously don't have hours to go get that load, and I basically got a cold shoulder about it. So I don't know what I'm doing other than going to sleep right now and figure out what's next when I wake up. Hopefully I don't screw myself by going to sleep now and then end up not having to work until tomorrow morning or something. That would really suck. But anyway, we'll deal with that when it happens or doesn't. So, but I'm done with this load, so that'll be the end of this video.